Check. 1, 2, 3.
The D. Brief. This is the D Brief.
Go. Your guide to Detroit.
Your guide to Detroit's arts
and entertainment scene.
This is the D
Brief.
Hello and welcome to the debrief for Wednesday, October 31st, Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
I'm your co-host. My name is Seth Wrestling.
I'm Becky Scarcello.
And back with us, we have Renee Allen.
Hello.
She is a television and film costumer and a wardrobe stylist.
Yes.
And also the owner of Retro Girls.
I am.
So,
And just an all-around cool chick.
yes.
As are you.
Thank you.
We're all hoping to leave here better dressed, I think, is the key.
I did. I put like a little something nicer on
You
today.
guys, they're in their jammies. They're completely lying to you.
With a necklace.
I'm still waiting to find out what butt shape I have.
Yeah. It's very
apparently-
important for the fit of your clothes to know
Is
what.
it really?
Oh, yes.
I'm not going to lie. I'm a short guy, and I'm a little rounder than I should be. And, the jeans that I have don't always
I'm
stay up as well as they should.
Levi's shopping. If you're not wearing Levi's, you're not cool.
I am wearing Levi's. I think
Right
it's a
on.
problem, though. I think
you just don't have the right fit. I got you. I got you.
I got you.
All right, I'm open to suggestions. Look, on today's show, we're going to talk about what's going on in the Detroit food and drink scene. Also, Becky, you've got a story about frogs that I think
do.
everybody's going to want to hear.
Absolutely.
Don't forget, tomorrow, Thursday's episode, you're going to hear the live performance that we did at Go Comedy last week. We got invited by Stacking Benjamins, who have a financial advice podcast, to come out and open up for them, as well as with Shannon Kaysen, who's a fantastic storyteller. And we interviewed Tommy Leroy, one of the founders of Go Comedy, which is this great improv theater.
Yeah,
in
10
Ferndale.
years. 10 years old.
Yeah, they're celebrating their anniversary. So we'll hear all about the history of that place in tomorrow's episode. Of course, we've also got a mobile app. You can download it for your iPhone or Android phone, or you can get us in your Amazon Echo by saying, Alexa,
Enable the Debrief podcast.
Coming up, all your Detroit concerts, comedy plays, food, drink, and more. Stick around.
This is the D Brief.
All right, Becky, what's going on in the food and drink scene here in Detroit?
All right, so Matt Prentice is back. You might not know who that is.
I don't
Renee
know who
does.
this is.
I do.
Ooh,
So
this is a blast from the past.
Yeah,
Ooh.
so he was, before we had like a major chef food scene in Detroit, he was it. Started in the 80s. He was like the chef whose name you knew.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
And that was not a thing. So he operated a bunch of restaurants, catering company for over 30 years. Okay. And now he can operate restaurants again because he's passed a 5-year non-compete clause.
He had a 5-year non-compete?
Yes. So I'll back up and tell you why.
His
Yes,
non-compete
please.
is longer than I've been in Detroit.
I know, 5 years. That's a long time.
a
he's
small
now
prison sentence.
He's 59 years old now. But so he ran this restaurant group. It started with Deli Unique and Morel's. And the fun fact about
loved
Morel's, oh, it was so good.
Morel's.
It was one of the few like nice fine dining, yummy places you could go, and it was right here in the building, two buildings over from where we record.
Really?
Yes, here in Bingham Farms.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
At 13 and Telegraph. So, yeah, he also did Coach Insignia, Northern Lake Seafood, Shiraz, Plaza Deli. So these were like the top restaurants of the day. But in 2009, it was not doing well. He was about to go out of business. So he sold to one of his advisors, basically. And from then on, they had disagreements about the business and what direction it was going and how to do things. So in 2012, he left the company. And part of that was, hey, 5 years, you can't open something else.
That's a crazy long non-compete.
I know.
It's like he's punished.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard of 6 months. I've even heard of a year, but
2 years maybe, but
5 years.
yeah. So he's looking to return. He's ready. He's about to close a deal on the former location of the Plaza Deli space, actually.
But he didn't want to leave Detroit. He wanted
No.
to stay in the area.
Yeah, so that's on Northwestern Highway, if you might remember. So he can't use the name, but he's going to rename it Franklin Deli. So look out for that.
Sure will.
So it's Halloween. Eat some brains. Why not? So if you're hearing this today, it's your last day to go to Red Dun Kitchen. They're in the Trumbull and Porter Hotel. You can have some brains. Now, we're not talking like silly, like made out of cake or anything. We're talking brains.
Actual brains.
Pig brains and calf brains.
You're a vegetarian, right?
Yeah,
She
Yes,
is visibly going pale.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Are the brains
She
worse
might-
than other parts of the body? Like, you just
I think that might be the worst thing.
to eat brains?
I'm literally crazy right now. It's
Yeah.
awful.
So she probably does it. You might cover your ears for a minute.
Okay, go ahead.
So Chef Jay Gundy. So here's the two dishes: whipped pork brain with mascarpone, olive, lemon, and grilled bread.
Oh my god.
Or grilled calf brain with brown butter, sage, hazelnuts, sweet potatoes, and balsamic.
Are you going to need a bucket or anything? You okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a test.
Even
would you eat that?
like I will eat literally almost anything. I don't think you could do this, even though the preparation sounds really good, like the sage and they add. But I'm not in it.
I would try it.
Of course you would.
I've tried bone marrow. You've done that, right?
I have tried that, and it's
Shudder.
just greasy as all heck.
Have you done crickets?
No, but I ate some other kind of bugs. Actually, last time we went to Frame, they were like little mealy type of bugs that were fried and spicy.
You're killing me.
I just didn't look a whole lot, but yeah, I did eat them and they were delicious.
Bugs are off the list too.
Oh, of course.
Bugs are living things too.
Yeah, but not really.
Not really. And we
Just
have
wait a day.
We have so many bugs.
These are farm raised,
poor
naturally
bugs. Come on.
anesthetized bugs. They're
Yeah.
it's very.
So kudos to the chef for I think it's brave and like why not? So
I'm sure it'll be very popular.
last day to eat the brains.
Okay.
Okay, let's go to something a little safer.
Sure.
So a coffee shop that also happens to be a bike shop. So it's called Bikes and Coffee.
How
you know
cute.
exactly where you're going.
Right
So
on.
it's in Woodbridge, a corner of Trumbull and Putnam, which is kind of exploding as a little new business area. But it's a full service bike repair shop, and they'll be serving Hyperion coffee and bagels from Detroit Institute of Bagels. So.
It's much needed, both of those.
I know. I went to
Yeah.
a place like this up north, like around Petoskey, and I thought that was just kind of genius. So we're getting one too.
That's cool.
A new opening, Yum Village, if you're familiar. It's a really popular food truck. They have Afro-Caribbean food. So they found a home. So the chef has signed a lease on the former Atomic Chicken space in New Center there. So look out for Yum Village.
Will do.
All right, coming up, there is a Meatloaf musical. Yes, you heard that right.
Why?
And we will tell you.
I won't do that.
We will tell you all about it.
The Deep Break.
All right, Halloween gets, I feel like, all the
the
attention.
love, yeah.
Yes, but there's another holiday that happens too, which
I'm a fan.
is also a really cool holiday. This is, of course, Dia De Los Muertos, which is Day of the Dead. This is a Mexican holiday where you honor the dead.
Yeah, it's All Souls Day,
Yes.
basically. Yeah.
Right. So relatives or people you may have known, and it's a very festive.
Yeah,
day.
It's
colorful.
beautiful.
I love the. I
Yeah.
even wore those costumes last year for Halloween.
You look so cute.
Oh, we did it up, and I just
Yay.
loved it. And yeah, plus I just love saying it.
Yeah.
Dia de los Muertos.
Dia de los. Yeah, we do a little ofrenda in our house, and of course,
Oh.
David Bowie and Tom Petty are always there.
Oh,
No.
nice, nice.
Prince has got to go up this year.
Yeah, I
you
do
know?
have a
Yeah.
very beautiful Prince candle. That's yeah.
There you go.
I could build an ofrenda around it.
All right, so if you want to celebrate Dia de los Muertos, there's a couple of different ways to do that. Starting Saturday, November 3rd, you've got Mariachi Femenil Detroit, which presents Dia de los Muertos concert. It's happening at Cultural Garage over there on Livernois.
That's a cool spot.
Is it? I haven't
Yeah,
I wanna
yeah.
go.
I've taken some tour groups there, and the people there, the atmosphere. It's just a real community place and a great place to go. Any kind of festival or film they have there, or band is well worth going to.
So Mariachi Femenil Detroit is and basically all-female mariachi
Yeah,
band.
hence the name. Yeah.
It's led by Maria Contro Canto, and it's predominantly female. I actually saw a really cool video of that focused on one of the mariachis in
Okay.
the group. Her name is Rita Ramirez, and this was a video that was put together. We'll put a link up on our website
Nice,
in
yeah.
the show notes. But it was made by NBC Left Field because not only is she in an all-female mariachi band, but she also works for the Equitable Internet Initiative. So she's very focused on
sure.
getting internet into
To
a lot of
all the spaces in the city.
low-income family, things like that.
Yay, Rita.
Yeah, so very, very cool. Funds raised at this event are going to the Mariachi Femenil Detroit's Knight Foundation grant they awarded in November.
That's important
2017.
because Knight Foundation awards grants, and every recipient has to match their grant. So they have to get creative too. Not only the original idea, but then raising the funds. And this would be a fun event.
Super cool.
Renee, you mentioned the ofrendas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love those.
So explain what that is.
Well, it's kind of a display, and they can be small, 2 candles and a picture of your grandma, or these beautiful works of art that could be the size of the whole room.
Like a shrine to
Absolutely.
those who've left us. Yeah.
Flowers and lace and objects and candles and pictures and memorabilia and little tokens of their lives.
So this is something that the DIA has been doing for the last several years
It's one of my
now.
favorite
It's
things.
awesome.
So we actually interviewed them. I think it was the very first podcast episode that we did. We interviewed them last year.
Okay.
And went down there, and you weren't even with the podcast yet,
No.
but you saw the exhibit.
Oh
there,
yeah,
right?
I brought my whole family
Oh,
there,
yeah.
and they're just so beautiful. I love that kind of aesthetic to begin with, but then
Yeah.
when you see the creativity of
Yeah.
people,
They're all
and
so different.
They're all so different in how they approach it, almost like designing a room or something. And you really, it's very intimate. Like you
It
look
is.
at it and see it and read their stories, and you really feel like you get to know the person they're honoring. It's a really
Highly
cool
recommend
thing.
going there.
Yeah.
So they get local artists. Usually, I think it's local artists. I think it's all.
I'm not sure 100%, but a lot.
But they get artists to basically
To install them, yes.
Install them.
They're fabulous.
It's something they do in partnership with the Detroit's Mexican consulate,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to be there at the DIA until November 11th. But go check it out.
Definitely.
Go have a glass of wine in the Kresge Court.
Yes. Last year they did a pop-up taco place was there too. and,
Very cool. Yeah. One last thing, if you want to check out Sunday, November 4th, you've got the Run of the Dead. This is a 5K, 10K race hosted by the Southwest Detroit Business Association to honor those who have passed away.
Oh, cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Warm-ups begin at 7 a.m. The race starts at 9, and you can go. Are you a runner?
Oh, no, I have a bad knee.
Oh, yes.
I don't run. But do people dress in costume for this, like Day of the Dead? I wonder.
I
that'd be
can't
cool.
imagine you. I don't know.
Well, turkey trot, people dress up in stuff.
5K. How do you costume a runner?
Oh, they could put flowers in their hair with clips and stuff. Yeah.
All right,
Why
yeah,
not?
maybe that's a way to do it. then.
Yeah, for sure.
It depends on what shape your booty's in.
Exactly.
Oh my God, he's so obsessed with the booty.
No, yes. Have you ever done any Day of the Dead?
Yeah, actually, there's this really cool scene in Superman versus Batman. They had a Day of the Dead scene, and we filmed it at the Russell Industrial Center, and there were a whole bunch of extras, a lot of Mexicans. They were beautiful. We actually shipped in all these antique, vintage, like authentic Day of the Dead clothes and accessories, and it was one of my favorite days to work on that film. It was beautiful.
Oh, this is very cool. And this was the movie that they filmed back at the train station before.
Oh yeah, there was a scene
yes.
in the train station. Yeah, the
Scenes
fight scene
all over
yeah,
the city.
It was in the studio in Pontiac. That was where it was based, but it was filmed all over the state. Actually, yeah.
The Michigan film incentives, did they affect you as a business person?
That's a whole show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to have Renee back.
Oh my gosh, yeah, they sure did. Let's just say I was working a heck of a lot more back when we had those. Yes.
All right.
Everyone was.
We'll leave it there.
Yep.
Debrief.
Want more? Text the word Detroit to the number 444-999.
All right, let's talk about some of the things that are happening on stages around the Detroit area. November 1st, you've got The Moth. They're going to do their monthly show at the Marble Bar. The theme this month is beginnings. Do you know about this world of storytelling, Renee? Have you
I
seen?
love it. I listen to NPR.
Oh, you
So
do?
I'm always
Yeah,
loving this
clued
Moth
into the
stuff.
Moth.
I've never gone to a live show, but maybe I'll catch. No, I can't. I'm working.
You should. I mean, if you ever get the opportunity,
Yeah.
they do them every month here in Detroit, and they actually do 2 a month in Ann Arbor. Ann Arbor is one of the few cities in America where they'll do 2, and it's absolutely fantastic.
I've often
recommend
thought
it.
of speaking at one. I got to get that
I've
together.
done it.
should, yeah.
I've done it. I put my name in the hat. I got
you?
pulled. Yep. So
Nice.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. November 3rd, Steve Martin and Martin Short are going to
Love
be at the
them.
Coliseum at Caesars Windsor. November 2nd and 3rd, you've got Champions of Magic. This
Okay.
is 5 world-class illusionists who are going to be at the Fox Theater. This is
that'll
the
sell out,
first
right?
time they've ever been to Detroit.
Wow.
I know who's going to
5.
be there. Jason Magic's going to be there.
Okay.
I'm sure he's got to.
Who's Jason Magic?
Oh, you don't know him? Oh,
Most popular.
he is the Detroit magician.
yeah.
And he's so cute and he's so nice and he's
Charismatic.
Oh,
and-
he's a dream.
Where do you see him? Does he?
Everywhere.
Yeah. Parties, events.
He is just the hot magician. You got to check him out.
Mm-hmm.
Jason
right.
with an E.
Wait.
Yeah.
Jasen.
That's right.
All right, I'll have to Google him. I am unaware of Jason.
Well, you should know.
You got to learn.
November 4th, Team Coco presents Conan and Friends. Conan O'Brien's coming to town for an evening of stand-up and investment tips.
Oh my God. That man is so wonderful.
Perfect.
Some of the comedians that are going to be there: Rory Scovel, James Fetch, Marina Franklin, and Flula Borg.
I like her name,
Yeah,
Flula Borg. My gosh, I love it.
November 7th, you've got Jim Steinman's A Bat Out of Hell. This is a London musical based on Meatloaf's music. Meatloaf fans? Oh, you're a vegetarian.
It depends on who's making the meatloaf.
No. As a musician,
Not as much.
No.
No, but I mean, I have memory because I have, 5 older siblings and definitely was hearing that.
well, the musical is actually getting rave reviews.
That's what I heard. It's supposed to be great.
It's supposed to be amazing. It's going to be at the Fox Theater through November 17th. Cool. Opening in theaters around town this weekend, you've got Doubt, a Parable at the Open Book Theater Company in Trenton, and you've got Evidence of Things Unseen. That's going to be at Detroit Rep. Closing this weekend, your last chance to go see Clue at the Ringwald Theater in Ferndale. I kind of want to go in and see this. Because
See what it would be like.
I love the movie with Tim Curry. And,
Oh, yeah. It's good.
heck yeah.
And Ringwald's a great place to see a
such
show.
a cool place.
Yeah. Real intimate.
You can go eat at Anita's in Ferndale.
Oh, yeah. Many.
The Very Hungry Caterpillar and other Eric Carle favorites is going to be at Music Hall, and Pipeline by Dominique Morisseau. She's this playwright that's from Detroit and has been just getting rave reviews.
Yeah,
and winning
MacArthur
awards
Genius.
And, all
I
that
think
kind of
that's
stuff.
almost sold out. Like I know Saturday night sold out, and yeah.
So it's your last chance to see that at the Detroit Public Theater. At Mark Ridley's Comedy Castle this weekend, you've got Craig Shoemaker. He is the Love Master. And at Punchline in Southfield, you've got Capone, the gangster of comedy.
This is the D.
Detroit.
3.
All right, Becky, you got any news stories that kind of grabbed your attention?
Yeah, I
this
have a
week?
feel-good story that I really like because, I live next to the zoo. I love the zoo. Spend tons of time there. And I love what they are doing all around conservation and helping species. They've rescued so many animals from bad situations. And then this was something that was several years ago. They did this Amphibibil, where they do an amphibian center. And it's all about how amphibians help our world, basically, and how we need them. And so one of the things they do is help species that have been endangered or even starting close to extinction. They help breed new ones. So these little dusky gopher frogs, 25 of them were born at the Detroit Zoo. And now they're being moved to the Ward Bayou Wildlife Management Area in southern Mississippi, where they're from. So that's where
They're
they're
getting adopted.
Yeah, so that's where they're supposed to be.
Cool.
And hey, they once were abundant throughout those states, Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, but they're now seriously nearly extinct. So the Detroit Zoo was able to get some of these little babies born
Yay,
and
Detroit
taking
Zoo.
them back to their home. And so hopefully this will take off and, we'll have the species, thriving again. So I just thought that was super fun.
That's a beautiful story.
That is a nice
I
story.
have a little tear in my eye.
I
I kind of love it.
know. Yeah. And they describe them as their skin's covered with bumpy glands that secrete a protective
right.
coating that tastes bitter to predators. So I think they'll be safe out there because they taste gross.
I dated a girl like that once.
This is the D.
Detroit.
This is the D3.
There it is. That's another show. Hard to
Awesome.
believe.
I know. It goes by so quick when we're having fun.
Fun. You guys are adorable in your jammies. I love you guys.
All right. Before we get out of here,
Yeah.
we are going to play a little game, Renee. Are you ready?
Fun. Oh,
Yes.
sure. I'm always
She
up for a
likes
game.
games.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Here's how this works.
I'm scared now.
I know.
That's just to
People are
intimidate you.
scary.
We're going to ask you for a series of rapid-fire recommendations. Just give us the first thing that comes to mind.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm old, right? My brain doesn't work very fast anymore. All right. I'll give it a whirl.
All right. Here we go.
Okay.
If you could dress any Detroiter, dead or alive,
Oh my gosh.
who would it be?
Well, honestly, I got to tell you, I did. It was Jack White.
Oh, okay.
All
So
right.
check that off my list.
Dream job.
Yeah.
Bucket list done. You can die now.
Totally.
There you go.
Totally. Well, how about your favorite Detroit musical artist?
Duende. The
tell us-
band Duende.
Okay.
They're fantastic. And by the way, they have an album release coming up on the 16th of November. They did an album with David J. of Bauhaus. And
Love and Rockets.
And there's a listening party at Ghostlight. I'm going. You should all come. They're the best musicians in town. Of course, I love the Mugs too. I have to mention them.
Oh, yeah.
And Dude. Yeah. I could go on. So go ahead.
Nice. What's your favorite boutique clothing store?
Lost and Found Vintage in Royal Oak.
Nice.
I really like that. I always go to the Peacock Room down in Detroit. But if I'm looking for something old, I always go up to Royal Oak for Lost and Found.
And we went there. Oh, no, we didn't go to that one. But you sent me there
Yes,
when I was
did.
looking for things.
Yes, I did. I love it.
Name a Detroiter that we should all follow on Instagram.
Danny Muggs.
Who's Danny Muggs?
Danny Muggs is the guitarist and songwriter for the band The Muggs. He's just quirky and weird, like Detroit.
Nice.
How about best place to buy unique gifts for people you love?
Rat Queen Vintage in Hamtramck. Weird stuff, cool stuff. There's also an apothecary, traveling circus apothecary inside there too. The two women owners are the coolest chicks in town. Go shop there.
Nice.
What's your favorite Detroit dive bar?
Outer Limits Lounge. Have you been there?
No.
I don't think so. Where is it?
I don't know. I'm not good with directions.
Oh.
I don't drive.
You just-
Tom always drives me.
Okay.
Go Google.
Yeah, Outer
we'll
Limits
find
Lounge.
it.
Cool. Really cool music there too.
Oh, nice. If you had a time machine, which moment in Detroit history would you go back to?
I would love to be a kid and have my parents take me to the Hudson's building during Christmas time.
That's classic, yeah.
That's a good choice. All right, you
made
survived.
it. You made it.
That was rough, man.
Well, look, Renee, before we get out of here, you've got a couple events coming up that you want to talk about.
Yes, I do. The Retro Girls are actually going to be at the Hall of Whiskey, the Metro Times Hall of Whiskey. That's in the lobby of the Fisher Building on November 30th. That's a sampling soiree. It's really fun if you like whiskey.
I
And
love
also-
whiskey. I'm
right
in.
on. Who doesn't?
yeah.
I mean,
That
if you
sounds
don't,
like-
you should.
Yeah.
And then the Giving Songs Foundation. They're having an event in Northville on the 16th of December. They help families with legally blind and multi-disabled children. They're releasing a full-length album, the holiday album that day. Live music, auctions, raffles, and the Retro Girls. What else would you want?
Oh, it sounds amazing. Perfect.
Awesome. Well, Renee Allen, thank you so much for stopping in. You,
Thanks
of
for
course,
having me.
are the owner of Retro Girls.
Yes.
And you are a television and film costumer. You're basically dressing all the celebrities.
Dressing all the good booties.
Right.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm trying. Getting there, yep.
Plus, you've got all these great vodka tips that
I
we
know.
don't
Yeah,
know.
spray the
See,
pits.
it will
Spritz
change
the
your
pits.
life.
Right on.
So thank you so much for joining us. We
Thanks
love
for
having
having
you
me,
on the
guys.
show.
You're wonderful.
By the way, I want to let everybody know that if you want to know everything we talked about in this episode, you don't have to take notes. You
No.
don't have to write it down. We do
Send it to you.
We'll send it to you every single week. We've got a website. It is thedebriefdetroit.com. While you're there, sign up for our email list, and every week you'll get all the links. Or if you're not in front of a computer, all you have to do is text the word Detroit to the number 444-999. Don't forget tomorrow's episode, we have Tommy Leroy. He was one of the founding members of Go Comedy. We interviewed him last week during our
a lot of
live
fun.
show.
Yep.
That was a great show. Yeah. And we've got our own live show coming up on November 12th. You can get all the details over on our website or on Facebook. Just follow us, our Facebook page. Until then, Detroit's moving.
Keep up.
Peace out.
The D Brief.
Your guide to Detroit's arts and entertainment scene.